It's Marsingan here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so, as you know, obviously from the news update today, I did post a short announcing this when it dropped. And of course, if you've logged into the game at any point during the day, you will have seen it. But Kale has been confirmed as the next Dokkan Fest that is releasing on Global. Obviously, we all knew that that was going to be the one, right? Mainly because she's that celebration that always fits into this time slot on Global. We got basically all of her Part 2 stuff before the anniversary, leaving only a short sort of one-part celebration that is perfectly designed to slot in and fill the gap between now and the worldwide celebration, because the countdown to the worldwide should start literally within the next like 2 weeks. So Kale's celebration is pretty much by definition a filler celebration that we are getting before the worldwide. So since that's been confirmed, I did say yesterday, I did a video breaking down all the units that we should expect to see by the end of the year on Global. So if you haven't seen that, do go check that out. But I did mention in that video that we would do a more detailed breakdown of the Kale celebration once we actually got the confirmation that that is what is going to be next. So since we have that, here we are. We're going to go through all the stuff that we should expect to see during the Kale celebration before the release of the countdown to the worldwide. It's going to be pretty bare bones, so maybe they'll add something in that we're not expecting, but this is obviously what we got in terms of what happened on JP. So do hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and we'll jump straight in. So obviously we get login, bonus, and missions. These will just be the very standard sort of ones, right? Nothing too crazy there. Just a stone a day, very easy missions, like nothing really too complex. Of course, we get the new Dokkan Festival banner. With the release of the AGL Berserk Kale and the Tech Frost. I will do a more detailed banner video than I usually do them the night before, right? The summon or skip videos, where I go into more detail about the banner, what I think in terms of summoning and all that kind of stuff. I mean, this one's pretty straightforward, but I'll save all the details for that video. I'm sure most of you can guess, but might as well check it out right when it drops and see if you were right. Leave me a comment on it. But yeah, so getting the Dokkan Fest banner, and then of course the Dokkan event. So obviously this brings us the release of the AGL Kale. She starts off as Berserk Kale. Her leader skill, Universe 6 Troll Transformation Boost 170, Universe Survival Saga or Full Power for the extra 30%. Her leader skill is decent, right? Like, people see her only as a Universe 6 unit, because obviously all Universe 6 units, as long as they're on Universe Survival Saga, get the full 200% leader skill from her. But Transformation Boost is a very strong 170, and there's a couple of really good units from Transformation Boost and Full Power that will get the 200% leader skill from her as well. So she greatly raises attack for 1 turn on her super, does immense damage. She gets attack and defense at the start of the turn, 160, an extra 60%, and a high chance to launch an additional super when performing a super attack. And then she has damage reduction, 20% up to 60 within the same turn with each super attack performed. So if she super attacks 3 times, she has the full 60%. One of them is a high chance that she gets after doing the first one. And then you can see she gets a big extra chunk of attack and defense and a great chance of launching an additional super if you have a Universe 6 ally in the same turn. Now, bearing in mind, even at 55%, because she's AGL, she will have level 5 additional in her hidden potential. That means with a Universe 6 ally, she can super attack 4 times in 1 turn. And even if you don't get the hidden potential to go off, it's a high chance from the first part of her passive and a great chance from the Universe 6 ally. So you get those 3 supers, and then she has 60% damage reduction. So she can be decent defensively, obviously not in slot 1, right? Because you want her to super and get those get that damage reduction first. However, when she transforms, now she can transform from the 4th turn when there's a Caulifla on the team, so it doesn't have to be on the rotation, or can be activated after performing 6 or more super attacks. So in terms of how early you can transform, if you had her on turn 2 as her first turn, she can transform on her 2nd appearance, right, on turn 4, as long as you have a Caulifla, or 6 super attacks, which obviously, even if you get lucky and get the 3 or 4 supers in 1 turn, you still aren't going to be able to get enough until her 2nd appearance, then she gets the rest, then she transforms on her 3rd appearance. So there's basically no way for her to get 6 supers in 1 turn, so it's pretty much a case of she transforms on her 3rd appearance if there's no Caulifla. If there is a Caulifla but she was on turn 1, then you're still looking at her third appearance, which is turn 5. But if she starts on turn 2 and there is a Caulifla on the team, she can transform on turn 4, which I think is probably the best case scenario for her, because she doesn't have any kind of permanent build up. She doesn't need to, there's no reason to like delay transforming with her. And then once she transforms into Super Saiyan 2 Kale, she raises attack and defense on her super with a built-in chance to crit. So you probably just want to go additional in her hidden potential if you get dupes anyway. She gets an extra chunk of defense for 6 turns after she transforms. 200% attack and defense. Attack 120 when performing a super. 2 additional attacks, each of which has a medium chance to become a super. High chance to guard all attacks. Now that might seem worrying, right? We don't like chance to guard. However, she not only gets attack and defense 60% for 3 turns after receiving an attack, but she gets an additional 160 defense and guaranteed guard when there is another Universe 6 ally attacking in the same turn. So as long as you have a Universe 6 ally on the turn with her, guaranteed guard, a ton of extra defense, she gets hit for the first time, gets the buff, and that buff is for 3 turns. So even on her next appearance, she still has that. So then she becomes actually a fairly solid slot 1 unit, and she's raising defense on each of her supers, of which she can obviously get quite a few. Now, unfortunately, her 2 additional attacks is only a medium chance to become a super. So she can obviously, especially at 55%, you could just regularly see 1 super and 2 normals. But on her best turn, she's getting 4 supers with guard, raising defense on each super. So she certainly is a good unit. It's just unfortunate for her being in this time slot coming out before the worldwide download celebration. I mean, it's almost impossible that she's going to be better than all 4 of the worldwide celebration LRs, right? So unfortunate timing for her. I'll talk a bit about the Frost when we do the banner breakdown. He's definitely nothing too crazy. So sales will be normal sales. Now there's a bunch of stuff dotted into this celebration that we obviously won't see, either because like this key thing, obviously this only updates at the beginning of each month, so we've already had this update for August already. But a lot of this stuff, because the Kale celebration came out on the 1st of April, there's a lot of the April Fool's Day stuff in here, which obviously Global already has as well. So new quest mode area. I know a lot of people are looking forward to this one, Area 31. So this is the Kami House reunion. I'm not sure if it's the first 4 stages or if we will get all 8. I know the last quest mode update they gave us 4 and then the other 4 a little bit later on. But regardless of how they do it, we will get stage 4, and this becomes the new best Link level stage. So Area 31 level 4, training at Kami House 4. This one becomes the best Link level stage, and it gives you green and blue gems, whereas one or the other from the fights, right? But you can end up doing a run on the stage and get some of both. So if you are Link leveling, you can end up accruing quite a lot of both of these. So this becomes the new best Link level stage, 31-4, and we will be getting that. So we got the return of the free-to-play Universe 6 EZAs. That's obviously just to help bolster Kale's team. These are already out on Global, but if you haven't done them, obviously it gives you the chance. Returning story events, so you can just get all the free-to-play Universe 6 characters. This stuff was obviously all the April Fool's Day stuff, so none of this. I think this is all the same. I don't know if some of these Extreme Z areas might return. I'm not sure if they were tied in, but that's just returning content anyway. New Dokkan Ultima Clash. I think we are due to for a refresh of that. I don't think it's the new one with like new enemies. It will just be the typings reset, but we are due for that quite soon. We should probably see that on this coming Monday. And then we have the Kale, LR Kale and Caulifla EZA. So this dropped 5 days after Kale on JP, considering the fact that this celebration is going to be like 2 weeks at the most. I imagine it will probably be similar. So the LR Kale and Caulifla EZA, these guys definitely are a solid LR EZA. I think people were disappointed because they really wanted them to be a slot 1 god to help out Kale before she transforms, but they are pretty good, right? Like, they infinitely stack defense, as they always have done. They get a bunch of additional super attacks. Obviously their best events are going to be when you have the Universe Survival Saga or Pure Saiyans enemies. They also get extra attack. It's Universe 6 join forces all pure Saiyans. So it does give them a little bit of variation. Just like Kale, they're not necessarily stuck on a Universe 6 team. And especially with the release of Kale, like you can fit them together on a few interesting teams. But yeah, very solid LR EZA. But even if you don't really care too much about the EZA or you don't have the unit, that is another 30 stones from getting the EZA done. I will do a team building guide on this, as I always do. There's obviously a banner for Kale and Caulifla. Probably wouldn't recommend summoning on it, but hit Dokkan event available every day. Again, just another bolster for the Universe 6 team. And then a new Super Battle Road stage. Now, this was announced in the news today as well. So this released a few days later than Kale on JP. However, since we got the teaser in the news today, this will probably release on the same day as Kale. And when we look at the list, we already have the Corroded Body and Mind on Global, even though it still only says JP only on the wiki. So the next one should be Miraculous Awakening, which makes sense because Kale is in that category. You can obviously make a team for the stage using her. Obviously, I'll do a video on this. I'm not sure if there's a way to use a Heroes team for Miraculous Awakening, unfortunately, but I will obviously get the no item run for this out on the day that it comes out. So, new stage of Super Battle Road. Then we have these returning events. Now, these are just because there was a world tournament during this time on JP. So I wonder if we will see one on Global, because we didn't get one during the anniversary like JP did, and we probably won't get one during the worldwide download celebration. So it could be interesting to see if they fit a world tournament in, because other than that, that is it for the celebration. And as I said at the very beginning, the part 2 stuff, this is just all stuff that has already come out on Global. So obviously a pretty bare bones celebration. Now, one thing that they appear to have added in to maybe pad out the content a little bit is it seems like we are going to be getting the EZA for Prime Battle LR Krillin. So he came out, his EZA came out in May on JP, so a month after the release of Kale. However, one of the things they added into the news today was the barbershop revamp, reducing the cost of Nappa and Deborah. And as you can see from, this is the LR Prime Battle Krillin Extreme Z area stage, you need them on the team. Because for the, remember, for the Prime Battle EZA areas, you need to have all the units be fully EZA'd, as well as Rainbow. So you have to have Nappa and Deborah fully done in order to even do the Extreme Z area for Krillin. So the fact that they're reducing their cost means that we will potentially see this drop during this celebration. Now, hopefully it'll be the updated JP version, because when this came out on JP, I mean, this team is terrible. Like, regardless of who you pick as the leader, I think at most only 3 of the units will get the leader skill. And I think that's if you pick Zarbon and Dodoria, you get like Nappa and Frieza, I think, are on their leader skill, but it's a pretty terrible one. So I'm pretty sure they updated it on JP to make the event easier, because the team that they picked is, I don't know why they do this, right? That you have to use these 6 units, but they don't make a cohesive team. Really dumb. But yeah, then this guy will be getting his EZA. It would be pretty cool if that was in time for a world tournament as well, because this guy obviously very good free-to-play AoE option for the world tournament. But we will wait to see whether we do indeed get the confirmation. Obviously, LR Prime Battle EZAs are accompanied by a legendary campaign, so hopefully we do get this before the worldwide, because if you're someone who's already gotten Prime Battle Krillin up to LR, you get all those rewards instantly the day that it drops. That's a bunch of extra stones ready for the worldwide celebration, so that definitely will be very good. So let me know what you guys think down below. Are you going to summon for Kale? Are you going to wait to see? Obviously, I'm going to do the video going into more detail about the banner. Are you, obviously, I feel like many people are on this kind of thought train, but are you just all skip, just get all the stones you can out of this celebration ready for the worldwide? But if that is the case and you're not excited for Kale herself, let me know if there is anything from this celebration that you guys are excited for down below in the comment section. So obviously, once we know all the timings and everything, my release of the global banners always lines up with when I do my early streams anyway, so of course I will be live to summon for Kale. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about all of this stuff down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.